Greetings everybody, Winemaker Tim here. Reaching out to you today from New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Not someplace you'd figure it'd be for wine, right? Well, I'm in a pretty particularly awesome place and I want to show you around a bit. So the boot camp I'm doing right now is about a 10-day course where we're doing a crash course in brain surgery, aka sparkling wine. But it makes sense to do it here. One of the largest sparkling wine houses in all of the world is right here in New Mexico. It's known as Gruet. Pretty cool place. I'm gonna go tour it later this week. But I want to show you this facility. It's pretty spectacular. I had dreams of building something like this once upon a time, but well, bureaucrats had bureaucrat, and well, we all know how that went. So anyway, let me show you around a little bit. This is the micro lab. Pretty cool. You can run DNA sampling, got some C boxes, got some cool stuff around here. Also, you know, all the other things you might need to run a basic lab. And then we come out here and we get to see the brew lab, also known as the wine lab. And this is where students get to work to make wine. We've got all the laboratory equipment so they can do basic wine analysis. We can see that we've got some different wines going. These are all different base wines the students are making. We're also making a larger batch, you know, commercial size for the facility at large. And then we come over here, take a look at some of these other things that we got around here. Got some keg washers. They've also got a gyro pallet for sparkling wine, which is pretty cool. These tubs right here, we're gonna be fermenting some of the leftover grape skins that we did because we're gonna make some grappa. Because why not? I'll show you that still in a minute. Got a nice lees filter. Let me show you some of the other stuff. So we're gonna move over here. Check this out. Got a neck freezer because we're doing sparkling wine, got to do that right, for sure. Got a canning line, just in case you want to can a little bit of sparkling wine, we might be able to do that too. And then we've got a really nice degorging and filling machine. Of course, we've got a gorgeous bottling line as well. So for filling, crown capping, and doing all that kind of stuff, we can put wine on tirage really easily. Some other things that are really neat about this place, got some heat exchangers all over the place. And that's primarily because these beautiful mash tuns are for brewing beer, because they do a lot of that here. It's kind of their main gig, but thankfully they don't leave wine out of the equation. But fortunately, we get to use some of this stuff too. And you remember those heat exchangers? Well, look at this one. This is a big one, tube and tube. We did a flash pasteurization on a Riesling this last fall because we had protein instabilities. That's neat. We could heat it right up to 165 degrees, crash it right back down with a cold one. The reason we can do that is because we got these tanks over here. Got a hot liquor tank and a cold liquor tank. Lots of gallons. Can heat up and cool things down real quick. But this is one of my favorite things about this place. So we get to fire this bad boy up. This is a nice big still, and we can teach students how to make grappa and different kind of whiskeys and things like that too. Pretty nifty, pretty cool things to teach students. Let's keep walking along. Now check this out. These are their tanks. Got a whole variety of different sized ones. These are fully pressurized, fully jacketed tanks. We can make sparkling wine, we can do Charmat method, we can do forced carb method, and we can do traditional method if we so desire. Got a handful of these Francesca pumps, which are really nice too. And then if you take a look around up at the ceiling, you'll notice there's power drops just about everywhere. Got drops here. We got drops of hot water and cold water coming from the ceiling. We got hot and cold liquor loops pretty much anywhere you want. We've got all kinds of hard plumbed lines for wort transfer and wine transfer. We've got a ton of different things to give students a lot of options for success. But one of the things I think is really particularly neat is my unicorn. And this is something I've been looking for forever. And this is a little miniature centrifuge that we can run through at about 250 gallons an hour. And we can take wine from totally dirty to nominally sterile in one pass. Instead of putting it through a cross flow, you can just clean it up that way. It's a pretty neat tool. If you want to arrest a fermentation, that's pretty neat. Now check this out. We got a few variable capacity tanks with some wine in them. Of course, we got some beer going here. But check this out. This is a carbon dioxide recapturing unit. That is pretty forward thinking. I think that's fantastic. Other cool stuff, we got plumbed in carbon dioxide and CO2 all over. Got a nice big fridge. But I'll tell you what, that doesn't show you half this facility. The kitchens here, the culinary department, unbelievable. And then on top of that, they've got a full demonstration kitchen and a full top of the line sensory analysis lab, which is being used right now. I'd show you that as well too. So if you ever wonder why I come down to New Mexico to teach, this is my dream. Never got to make it in Walla Walla. But guess what? It existed somewhere, so I come down here every now and then. I'm thankful they let me come down and teach. I think it's pretty neat. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Hope you're all well. And if you ever want to come down to Albuquerque, let me know. These classes are generally free. Yep, that's right, free. They've got a not-for-profit arm of their business arm that is able to cover the cost for 90+% of the students coming into these programs. That's cool too. That was a dream I had too, but unfortunately, bureaucrats got a bureaucrat. Anyway, Winemaker Tim, I'm happy in my place. Love y'all. Chat soon. Bye.